man, something must be happening. We can blame it on the planets. We can blame it on, are we in retrograde? We can blame it on our cycle. If you guys watching me have a cycle, you know what I mean. A man or woman, Aquarius or cross watcher, something's going on. And here's why I know, because I said, okay, I got up this morning and I said I'm going to do a bonus for Capricorn. I actually did a bonus for Capricorn yesterday, and something was like, no, this isn't it. So I did a really long message for them that would equal a bonus and a regular message. I still may get one, but we're talking about you right now. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do Aquarius. So I felt some type of way. I just couldn't tell what I was feeling for you guys. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna just put some food on for my kids and wash some dishes. In the middle of that, I got the god-awful worst heartburn ever. I'm known to get heartburn. I'm known and prone, bitch, to get heartburn. But does that stop me? No. But anyway, it's just not usually when I first wake up, and so that's happening. And then I feel a little, I'm feeling some type of fucking way. So I don't know if this is you, or if this is somebody on the outside of you, but somebody's feeling some type of way. I also feel like there's another individual that, I don't know, there's somebody here that you don't want to have, you just like, I don't know, you don't want to think about, you don't want to deal with. Or maybe someone that's on your mind, someone you're dealing with, they don't want to think about someone or deal with them. There is another person here, but I can't tell where they fit in here and what the energy is. It doesn't feel great. It's just, I don't know. When I thought of, oh, I didn't even start the timer. When I thought of the heartburn thing here, I was thinking, everything that heartburn makes me feel, well, awful, uncomfortable, nauseous, something hasn't set right with you about a situation or a person. You could have even had a change because of this, or you're considering it, because I don't know what timeline you're on. Maybe you've already done it, this has already happened, currently happening, or will. May not have even happened yet. So maybe this means you'll change something up. I don't know if that means you'll leave somewhere, you'll switch something, I don't know. You're going to change something up. Something's going to happen, or already has, or is, due to something making an individual uncomfortable. Whoever this other person is, there's like tension. They're aware of something. There needs to be a talk. There needs to be a, like, I put it all out on the line, you put it all out on the line. Maybe you have, though. Whoever you are watching this, I don't think you haven't. And I got that in Capricorns. I don't think that you haven't said something, at least to somebody you have. But maybe directly to the source. Somebody said something here. See, I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, my freaking alarm clock's going off. Give me a second. So that being said, that's not a coincidence. It's almost like you're not going to wait forever, or someone here isn't going to wait forever. I'm not going to wait for change forever. I'm not going to wait for this to, you know, happen. So you choose to stand your ground in some way. I think you're standing your ground in some way, even if it doesn't mean you're directly like standing it up, you know, dealing with a person, you know. Standing your ground could also mean turning in the other direction, focusing only on things that make you happy, your career, your health, your family, whatever it is, you know, your money, yeah, your career. That can be standing your ground, standing in your truth, could say power. But but it could hurt, you know, something could hurt about it, because heartburn is fucking uncomfortable, and it feels fucking awful. Something about a situation has been awful. And what did I tell you I was doing? I got up and cleaned the dishes and put some food on. Something took a great deal of time. It doesn't mean it was a long time, but something, I mean, you had patience with it, because the thing about cooking, you have to wait. So you could have even waited for something here. And eventually you got to where you're like, I've just got to clean this up. I've got to, is clean the word? Clear. I've got to clear this off, clear this out. You know, whatever you did, whoever's watching this video, you did it because I'm hearing like I'm not wasting any time. I'm gonna be I think I get what this is. This isn't going to be everybody's story, and I may be wrong here. I've been wrong before, but I also think that that's relevant, what I just said. Somebody chose another person over you. It doesn't have to be romantic. Could have been in the work spot. They took someone's side, or they, I don't know. Or someone's chosen their ego over you, whatever it is, whether it was intentional or not. Not everybody had like cruel intentions here. You know, maybe you waited for a person and they were just trying to get their life together and not wanting a relationship. That's different. That doesn't mean it was like a personal thing. But for some of you, it could have very well been. You know, it could have been someone chose another individual over you. Someone chose the other coworker over you, or, you know, it's something like this. Like, I feel that you have, are, or will pick up and walk away. It reminds me of when I'm playing Roblox. Yes, my kids got me into Roblox. I mentioned that in another video just recently, and now I love it, but I only like to play it with them because it's just, obviously, it's fun. And so I would much rather play board games, but they like that too. We just like playing games. But anyway, on these Roblox games, there's ways to cheat the system, meaning like sometimes you'll have 3 or 4 friends or family members like us that join into a certain server, and there'll be competitions and they'll just vote each other, and so they're always on the top, they're always on the leaderboard, they're always winning. And it's not really fair, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed that, and I'm thinking about that here. I feel like somebody definitely decided something, and just like in the video, you leave. You're like, well, I'm not going to continue performing. I'm not going to continue showing up. I'm not going to waste my time, for sure, if I'm not being... Some of you, this is in the workplace, guys. It happened in work. Keep getting work for people here at the tail end of these messages. Yeah. Something to do with work, maybe family. Or maybe what someone does for work, or vice versa. I'm not going to continue being there. Showing up. Yeah. Doesn't have to do with performing. If I'm not going to be getting out of it what I want, I have a goal. You have your own goals, of course. Maybe it's love. I have my own goals. My end goal is this. Like, I have a vision for my life. I have a vision and I have a purpose and a reason and I have intentions for why I do things. And if I see that I'm hitting a roadblock or I'm in a cul-de-sac here and the shit ain't going nowhere, I'm gonna fucking leave. Or I'm gonna walk away. Or I'm going to make changes. It doesn't mean you're doing it bitterly. It doesn't mean you're doing it with like a, you know, a grudge or nothing. No. It reminds me a lot of Capricorn's message actually, but it's a little different. The tone is different. Because I don't feel someone's malicious here, that don't mean they're not. It's like every day. I always have a hair stuck to my face. It never fails, or I'm itching like a fucking... I'm not itching yet, but I do feel like I got a hair. Anyway. The heartburn's kind of subsiding now. It's going away. Maybe because I've chosen to kind of open up about it and talk about it and get it out. Let it be known. I can't get this person out of my head. There's 3 people here, or at least there's more. There's one person, I don't know how you know them though, you know, and I'd have to do categories, and that's gonna give me a headache. Because fine, we'll just do the categories. Some of you, I'll just say it in general and you can put yourself like which one you are in this scenario. There could be a person here who got with another individual or stayed with an individual. It could be either or. And that person that they got with or stayed with is almost like, I won, blah, 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 blah. I got them to get their mind off of you, or to stop seeing you, or to not want you anymore. We have our life now, or we continue to have our life. And the other individual, the one who has now become the outsider, is like, great. And they mean that shit. Great. I mean, hope things work well for you. And I'm not saying that backhandedly, like I hope it fucking does. See, because I've been through enough in life to understand that when things like this happen, it was for me. So you may think you've got like the last laugh, but you're probably right where you need to be, or right where you need to stay. I'm cool with taking whatever. I surrender to shit, you know? I'm not fighting it. You see me fighting it? Have a good life, right? If it's work, we could have people like at work situations, and maybe I'm just going to use an example. Let's say you have a boss here, the manager, the owner, or somebody in charge. Maybe it's not a boss. Maybe it's just all co-workers. I don't know. But one person here is kind of had like a really cool rapport with another individual because they worked together for a while, or they just close. I don't know how long they worked together. But then you got someone else who also works there. They could be new, or maybe they also work there, and they don't like the other individual. It's like someone's like the monkey in the middle, you know? And so one person feels like they're starting to notice that this individual is kind of hanging out with them more and going on to lunch together and doing this and this and that. And it's like, oh, so now what am I, just chopped liver? Do I just mean nothing? I guess like I can see what they're doing. So it's like, okay, then fine. I'll start staying by myself. I'm not going to complain about it, bitch about it. Like, you guys can chill with each other. Apparently y'all are meant to be closer than we are. This could be a blessing for me. It's happened often. So again, this is someone who's surrendering to the process. 2 people here, and then meanwhile you got one who's like, ha ha ha, like almost, I got them to, you know, be closer to me. It's like workplace drama, and it's like, okay, cool. Or look who I have on my side now, and I'm not on your side anymore, or something like that. Or they're not on your side anymore, and it's like, great. You feel the need to announce that, or to try to rub it in my face or something? Are you trying to punish me? Trying to invoke some sort of feelings or reaction? It's not going to happen. I don't have a hateful heart, right? That can also be a scenario. Family, same thing. Same scenario, but it could be with family. I hope I'm making sense here. I'm definitely doing a bonus for y'all because, just to be completely honest, I'm fucking bored. I'm bored. This message is boring the fuck out of me. I'm tired of this shit. Like, I don't care. That's how much I don't care. I don't care about the drama. It's drama. That's what it is. Or it's somebody, who, it doesn't mean that the drama is active. When you hear drama, you think of like, you think of a lot of things coming to mind. I'm so exhausted of it, I don't even want to get into it. Elaborate. Nope. Sometimes drama can be very quiet, but it's like this undertone, you know, like when you tone hair. Like if you go blonde, but you have to tone it so it's not orange. It's a tone here. There's a fucking tone to it. That can be drama. But somebody here is not about that shit. I feel like it's you. I feel like you're not about it. You don't want that. You're more mature. You're not jealous. You're not possessive. You know that saying, I'm probably going to butcher this, but you know how they say, like, if somebody wants to leave, hold the door open for them? That's you. That's somebody here. Somebody's like, I'll hold the door open for you, and not in a bitchy ass way. Like, that's love, if anything. That's respect. Like, why would I want to stop you? Why would I want to fight you? And if anything is real for somebody here, if something is genuinely real for someone here, they wouldn't feel the need to plaster it all over the place. They wouldn't feel the need to rub your face in it, or to make some sort of scene, or to prove their contentment or happiness. Somebody who's really content and happy doesn't feel the need to show anyone. And they don't really care if anyone sees it or what they think about it. Now, this isn't everybody's scenario, obviously, but sometimes you'll see people that, I'll use a relationship as an example. I've done it, so I know this happens. It doesn't always happen, so I want to be fair to those that they don't post for this reason. But sometimes people will post their relationship all over their social media just so that they hope their ex is looking, or they hope that that person that, I don't know what went down, but they hope they look, or they, you know what I mean? Look how happy I am now. Look what I'm doing. Again, I want to reiterate. That's not everybody's story, though. Not everybody does that for that reason. But some fucking do. And if they're saying that they don't, or some say they don't, they're lying. Because that's what they're doing. I mean, it's like, look at our life. Look what I have now. Oh my God. In fact, just this morning, and again, I don't believe in fucking coincidence, my daughter was on her phone and scrolling TikTok, and I heard Gypsy Rose say, I don't know who she was talking to, but she did a video for somebody. It seemed like she was responding to somebody. It's like subliminally, or at least that's the vibe I got. Maybe other people know who she's talking to, but maybe the girl herself. I don't know. Not everybody gets it. I didn't get it. I still don't know who she's talking to. Let me just get to the story. You know, I have a way of just going around about because I'm ADD as fuck. She was like, oh, that's why you don't even have a man. Like, I got a man, and he's a Chad, and you're panini pressed. I don't know. It was, I kind of chuckled. It was funny. But I'm like, that's drama. Like, why would you, if you're so content, and I'm not saying I'm for Gypsy or against her. I don't feel anything in regards to Gypsy. But it's just popping in my head that that's what I saw literally this morning before I even did the dishes and the food. And it's applicable here, where there we go. Somebody who's like, look, I'm going to put it all out there. Look how happy I am. Like, you don't even have anybody. And so I have to have somebody to be happy? Listen, Muji has a whole ass saying about that. Muji says a lot of shit. Oh my God, Muji's a fucking Aquarius. Come through, and he is so adorable. I just love him. Y'all know, you've been watching me a while, my Aquariuses, at least. I know my Aquariuses know it. I love Muji. He's like my mentor, my number one, aside from Ram Dass, which is an Aries. I have a lot of respect for Muji. I just do. Anyway, here's one of his sayings, amongst many. Wanting something to make you happy is a sure way to be miserable. But those are the people that always want to prove that they're so happy because they have someone. They're miserable. Just because people are single doesn't mean they're miserable. You can be lonely and be with somebody. Especially if you have to prove it, that you're happy. Oh, here we go. This is the saying I was looking for. I'm going to make it the title. This is by Mooji Baba, guys. Mooji. If you're new here and you don't know who Mooji is, I love him. I love Muji like I love my past life husband, Edgar Allan Poe. You need nothing to be happy. I'm going to repeat this too because it's just that profound. You need something to be sad. Oh, shit. You hear what he said? Let's read that again. Mooji, which is an Aquarius, says you need nothing to be happy. You need something to be sad. I'm not alone. I'm not lonely. I'm not sad. I'm not jealous of whatever you have. For I know it will present you with its own uncoverings, and that is for you. That's not for me to judge or worry about, involve myself in. Whatever you want for yourself, I want you to have that for you. See, that's hard for people who are really jealous and bitter and they didn't get things to turn out the way they wanted to. That's hard for them to conceive of and comprehend because they don't understand that type of love. And I don't mean romantic. It can be any, that's love in general. If this is what you want for you, if you have to have another person, or you don't have to, but you want to, or you say you're in love, then I hope that you are. And I don't feel anything about it because that's what you want, right? You're in love, right? So why do you feel the need to try to rub it in my face? Or why do you feel the need to try to like prove your point or try to say, you know, blah, 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 blah. This person appreciates me. This person, look what they do and what you didn't do. And it's like, okay. Are you really happy? Why are you trying to prove yourself? And then they would get offended. I'm not trying to prove myself, but it's like, you're not trying to, you are. You're doing it. I'm hearing you're doing it again. Somebody's prone to do this. They're known to do this. This could be somebody who's always in relationships, so they're always seeking that. I'm not saying one way or another about it. Although I am going to say it's very healthy to be single. It's healthy. And single as in not having a status, not being claimed, which is, to me, that's my own personal opinion. I just don't know. Maybe I'll change later on. I don't know. I've changed a lot. So I'm liable to go right back into thinking that way. But for now, I just don't. It's just not my thing. I don't know if I ever want to be labeled or claimed again in any area. Which you get labeled and claimed anyway. People will do it. It doesn't matter. You can see yourself one way and people are going to see you the way they want to see you. You can't do anything about it. But I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's like somebody wants to prove that, or let's say somebody got with someone who used to be with you, or someone who used to have a heart for you, used to have a love for you, a crush on you, a admiration for you, and for whatever reason it didn't move forward, or it didn't continue to move forward if it already was, and this person who has them now is like, they can both be in on it, where, you know, or at least one of them is, where let's say it's their person they got with now that's like doing the most to be like, yeah, look at this, like, I got them, this is my man, this is my woman, and we have this and that, and it's like, good for you. I am not the least bit jealous, angry. See, the reason that offends people is because it hurts their feelings. That's what it is. It comes from a place of hurt. Not necessarily the person who got with them. That's just jealousy, because they know that, but some of them know that person still loves you and actually wish things worked out with you. That they're only with them because it didn't work out with you. And that can be the harsh truth to face, and somebody doesn't want to, you know what I mean? They're trying to convince themselves, although deep down they know this person really loved you. Or still does, for some. But then if it's the person themselves, if this is the romantic situation, this individual, it hurts them, guys. That's what it is. And I try to be understanding about that. I mean, unless they're just outright being ugly and like trying to blaze you online or something. I don't know what they're trying to do, but maybe they're not doing that. Maybe it's just like a subliminal, I hope you look me up and see that I'm happy now. I hope it hurts you or makes you feel something. The reason that they're trying to invoke those feelings in someone is because it hurt them that they felt like they weren't considered, or it hurt them that they felt like they weren't acknowledged. You know, look how much I don't need you. Or look how much, like, I'm glad it didn't work out. I'm glad you didn't want me. I'm glad it didn't go forward. I'm glad we ended. I'm glad you didn't give me a chance. I'm glad you didn't want to be with anyone. I'm glad. Because now I am very happy. And it's like, I hope that you are. I want you to be, if that's what you want. If you want to be miserable, then I hope that you're miserable. It's whatever you want. I want you to have what you want. That's real love. See, we don't live in a society that sees that. Because we're full of viruses. Like computers. I mean, we're just programmed with all these little viruses, and it affects our brains like rabies. You forget who someone is to you because something doesn't turn out the way that was initially and originally anticipated. You guys ever seen the movie Their Eyes Are Watching God, or Their Eyes Were Watching God? It's got Halle Berry in it. You guys should watch that. Their Eyes Were Watching God. Now, she was always in relationships, watching God, until the very end, and then she was so happy to realize, like, she didn't need that. She liked to be alone. But anyway, the last relationship she was in, if you don't want me to ruin it, click off the video now, watch the movie, and then come back. It's really good. It's beautiful. The last relationship she got in, I think, was the one she actually loved the most. She really loved this man, and he ended up getting rabies. He got bit by a dog during a hurricane, and it was he was actually trying to save her, but the whole time it was almost like she was just losing her identity by being what everyone else wanted her to be when she would get with them. Although she did live, she learned a lot of life experience. I mean, she had a lot of life experience due to these relationships, so it's not like it was a bad thing. She needed these things to find herself. Well, not find, but discover who she really was and what she genuinely wanted, and that was freedom. She just wanted to be free. Some people want that. Some people aren't miserable single. And some people aren't miserable in relationships. Just depends, you know? But anyway, he got bit by a dog that was rabid, and obviously he died, but he lost it because, you know, it fucking drives you crazy. I think it wasn't my past life lover. I know, y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm serious. Edgar Allan Poe's my... But didn't he have rabies, or they think he had rabies or something? It drives you nuts. Like, it fucks with your head. And anyway, in the movie, Their Eyes Were Watching God, he tried to kill her in the end, because it wasn't his fault, you know, but it was getting to him. The rabies. This life is fucking rabies. This human existence can act as rabies, and we have to fight it. Anyway, so she had to kill him because he was going to kill her. And it hurt her. It killed her on the inside because she didn't want to have to do that. She didn't want to have to let him go. But it was something that she had to do. But he thought she was the enemy, and she wasn't. Somebody here may think you're the enemy when you're not. I'm also hearing either it wasn't easy for someone to let someone go here, or to walk away, or to say no, or it was hard. It wasn't easy to let. Okay, like if we have a relationship that ended, it may only appear that you didn't care, vice versa, but you more than cared. You were in love with this person, and love can let go. It's no different, and I repeat this a lot, it's no different than when we raise children and we have to watch them live their own lives, and then we die, hopefully before them. It's inevitable. Love lets go. Love allows. It doesn't trap, and it doesn't force. Or this was something where it was never y'all were together, but you had to tell someone no because maybe they wanted something that you didn't want, whether you just didn't return the feelings. But I don't think you did. I think you did return the feelings, or they did. Somebody did. But it's just because you feel for somebody, or you love them, or you're falling for them, doesn't mean you have to go be with them. It doesn't mean you won't ever again, or that you won't down the line. But it also doesn't mean it does. And you're on your own path here. You know what's right for you. And you know what you want. Maybe you didn't always, but through trial and error, you discovered her. You discovered him. And in that has upset other people. I mean, the second husband she had in the movie, she never married the guy with the rabies, right? Like, they were engaged, but they never ended up getting married. The second man she married, you have to watch the movie. I'm ruining this whole movie for y'all if you haven't seen it. She thought he loved her the whole time, but honestly, he was just trying to make her what he wanted her to be, like basically like a trophy wife. You know, he never really loved her. And, like, I want you to make my dreams and wishes come true. I want you to be what I want, all my desires and things. But it was never really about her. And then when she tried to leave him, he shamed her in front of everyone. That's not love, and it was never love. If somebody tries to shame you, especially humiliate you in front of the world or your family or whatever, or anyone they get with next, they never loved you, and consider yourself fortunate. That was an enemy waiting to be revealed. That was a lesson. The first man, I think, did love her, but she was a child, and she wanted to live her life. And her grandma did it and had her marry this man because her grandma raised her, by the way, her parents weren't around. Because, I mean, back in those days it was different. This is based like a long time ago, but she knew she was going to die and not live forever to take care of Halle Berry. So she wanted her to marry a man that also wasn't going to live long, so that Halle could be rich and have her own life. Fucked up, yeah. Back in those days, I guess that's how it was. And so the man was old. Her first man that she married, she was 14, I believe, in the movie. Don't hold me on that. And he was old. And he was decrepit. I think they never even slept together if you read the book. My daughter read the book. She's the one that wanted me to watch it. I'm like, oh my God. Wow. Like, that's so sad. They studied it in school. And she got really into it. She's like, this is like really strong. It's got a lot of messages, Mom. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. And so I really liked it. Anyway, so she told him she was going to leave him for the second husband she ended up getting with, and he let her go. I feel like he did love her. And he was going to leave her everything he had. I think he had like so much land and everything. But she, I mean, I don't know. You have to watch the movie. It's brilliant. But I think there was real love here, and the person who sabotaged it isn't the person who chose to say no or the one who chose to walk away. It can be either the one that was left, the one that was told no, or the one that's choosing to sabotage the connection is the one who has now gotten with the person, and they're trying to make sure that the other one stays away or never can return. Or if they do, that there's a little piece of them that's left there. Like, maybe this is someone who gets with somebody now, and now they try to have children with them or a child with them or marry them. It's some way that they can always have to come around. Control. That is not love. You need nothing to be happy. You need something to be sad. Mooji Baba. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me on this journey of this fucked up life that's beautiful, morbid, and art at the same time. Have a blessed day.